applications in. So if you know someone who wants to do CYIA, but they weren't able to come to the things, there is May 27th is like the last day to turn in your applications. You want to get it in before that, preferably before pre-training would be great. But yeah, and then there will be like an informational video. We're recording this time, so yeah, so that like people who missed this can watch later. Okay, are there any questions so far? Yes.
You did say the May 6th required attendance. There is a end around on that, some kind of a do-over if we can't make that day.
Yes, yeah, we'll have it recorded, and then at the end of the day, if you're like an upper level student, if you've been before, there's a quiz that you have to take. And so you'll just do that during your interview, and then for first year students, you have to share the wordless book, which we're going to be doing that in interviews anyways, so it doesn't change all that much, but it is a lot more fun in person. Philip, I think I know what you're going to say.
What is the 5-day club? Are you going to talk about
Yes, I am going to talk about
that.
Yeah. So, and then the note that my returning students like to make about pre-training is that it's
the same thing every year, so after the first year, it's pretty easy.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. So, but it is like a day. It's gonna be here again. It's gonna be here, and it's like all day from like 9:30 to 5:30, I think. And its class is pretty much straight through. So be prepared for that, like mentally. It's gonna be a day where like you're gonna be working a lot on it. But it is and isn't reflective of how CYIA camp is. It's like more intense, more squished together. So if you go to pre-training and you're like, this was so overwhelming having to do 6 classes in one day, you're gonna have more like things spaced out during the week of camp, but we have this whole thing that we have to teach you before we get you to camp. So yeah, don't let that freak you out or stress you out. And we do have recordings of it, so if you get home and you're like, I don't really remember what I learned, just ask for the recordings and you can watch it again. Skip through whatever you need to be refreshed on. Yes, Philip?
I've done it a couple of years, and pre-training is important, and you should try your best to learn as much as you can, but if you don't feel like you got a good grasp on it, and you don't watch the videos or whatever, when you get to CYA and you get put together with your teams or the teachers of the few classes you have left, you can talk to them and they can help you and tell you like the main thing. It will help a lot more. If you don't get it there's other points for you to catch up. Just try your best and everything will stop fine.
Yeah, and especially like your first year, you're not expected to have everything down exactly perfectly. That's why you're working on teams and why you have an adult, a team leader who can help you and answer like all of your questions. They're very competent. Cool. I think those are the notes that I needed to make on that. Micah or Christopher, could you tell them that when the pizzas are ready, they can tell us, and we'll let them. I don't think they know that. Whenever we are going by their schedule. Okay, so next we're going to talk about 5-day clubs, because we've been talking about generally, like, okay, CYIA, you're going to learn something, and you're going to be on teams to do something, but what is it? It's 5-day clubs. So 5-day clubs are basically like a very simple vacation Bible school. So how many of you guys have been to a VBS? A vacation Bible school? Okay, how many of you guys have been to a 5-day club?
Ooh, I think so.
Okay, so we got a good mix. So so it's basically like that. So there's songs, there's a memory verse, there's Bible lesson, there's missionary story, there's review games, there's active games, and you'll get to learn how to do each of these parts, and you'll get an opportunity to do each part. Oh yeah, I should also make a note. I'm passing around that clipboard. I'm passing around a clipboard for you to sign in. So like write the information that you have, and then make sure you write down who invited you, because the person that invited you is entered to win a drawing thing, and it has to be someone. Never mind, it doesn't matter. So yes, 5-day clubs. That is what it is. It's about an hour-and-a-half program that you're learning to teach. 5-day club is an hour-and-a-half. You got like active games, and then you do like a welcome, hi, prayer, and then you do like a song, and then you do the memory verse, and then you do a song, and then you do the Bible lesson, and then you do a song, and then you do the missionary emphasis.
This is a song.
Sometimes, if you have any time. So you have we're gonna be talking about like a real life missionary who's living today, and we'll be like taking an offering and stuff for that. It's not a huge emphasis. necessarily, but we'll talk about a real life missionary, and then we're gonna have a missionary story about someone who like was a past missionary. This year we're doing Operation Ucca, which is about the missionaries to like, I think it's Peru, and they all got killed. Which is just sounds like a great story. I'm really excited. This is like a new story to me, so I'm not a new story. I've heard the story before, but it's new to be in the curriculum. So I'm very excited to teach that. So we'll teach that to them. Then we'd have a review game. We'd help them remember what they learned through a fun activity, and then we'd have like snacks and active games, which is what really bald Philip is doing in this.
Hey, that was convenient not to have any hair.
But it was terrible to look at. So yeah, we play active games. So the way that it works after CYIA week, so during the CYIA week, you will be teaching clubs with your team that you're assigned to at CYIA. You'll be teaching one club. It doesn't count towards your 3, just so you know. So then after camp, you teach 3 clubs. And the way that you can do this is either all in one day. So we'll do like a club at 10 in the morning, a club at 1 o'clock, and then one at 4 o'clock. And you can get them done all in one day for those 5 days. So you'd be like basically getting, like we'd meet up at like 8:30 and you'd get dropped up at like 6:30 Monday through Friday. Or let's say, be like, I have a job that starts at noon. Okay, you can do just the morning club, just a 10 o'clock club, go to work. So you do that all week, and then you just do that for 3 weeks. So it's 3 clubs, however you mix and match them. So, because we know you guys have busy schedules, but we make it work. It's best to do it all in one chunk, because it's fun. You get to like hang out, ride in the car together, do the whole week, and then you're done. Philip?
And you teach the same thing at each club.
Yeah.
And because if you do it the other week, depending on who's on your team, you may or may not be teaching the same thing.
Yeah.
But if you do it in that one week, if you're doing the memory verse, you do the memory verse 3 times that day, and it's much more easy. And by the 3rd time, you get all the points, you get all the things you need to, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Instead of having to do it 3 different weeks, and it could be different days, so it could be something different.
Yeah, so yeah, and the 3 is the minimum that you do when you sign up for CYIA. You like sign a thing that says I will do 3 5-day clubs, and so that's a commitment that you're making, is to teach the 3 clubs, and then there was something else I was going to say about it. I forgot. Okay. Yeah, you can teach more than that. That's what I was trying to say. Right. 3 is the minimum. You can do more if you want to do more. With the number of students that we have this year, you might be just like coming along and helping more. But yeah, you're welcome to do more clubs if you want to do more clubs. There was one summer that I decided when I was a teen, I'm like, I'm gonna do all the clubs. So I did all the clubs. I don't know what got into me. I was really tired. Oh, and then in a pinch, you could teach a good news club to help you finish. So good news clubs are kind of like VBA, or kind of like 5-day clubs, but they're throughout the school year, and they're once a week. So this is the other thing that we do. So like, for example, I go out and I teach at Looking Glass. Josh goes with me. Josh goes too. Josh teaches at Looking Glass. And Heidi and Annie teach in Yonkala. So, but anyway, it's once a week. So like, I'll go out to Looking Glass and I'll teach basically one day, a 5-day. We'll do a Bible lesson, missionary story, memory verse, songs, all that stuff in one day. And we do it once a week for the whole school year. So in a pinch, like if you know, you're like, well, 5-day clubs really don't work for me. Like I am here for like the CYIA week and then I go away on a trip for 2 months or something. You can teach a good news club. Or if you just want to teach a good news club, because good news clubs are cool, you can do that too. They're great. So if you have more questions about that, you can ask me, but it's not really the emphasis of what we do with CYIA, so I'm not gonna go into it. Scheduling your 5-day club. This is what I'm talking about. So basically we have, ooh, I have a laser pointer. Nope, you can't see it on the screen. That's sad. Okay, so yeah, we have like 3 clubs a day, 1 at 10, 1 at 2, 1 at 1, and 1 at 4. So you would schedule it however. You could do like 3 weeks of 10 a.m. or you could do all of them in 1 week, however you need to make it work. I'll send something out like this, and if so, what I will say with this is if you're like, I'm only available for 1 week, or you have something very specific you need, let me know as soon as possible, because the slots are kind of first come, first serve. So, like the last week of July.
Are they all in July though? That's what we're shooting for?
They're all in July, and there's one this week.
That's in August.
The one that goes into August, yeah. And that one's gonna be, and the Elkton area. There's gonna be one in Elkton on that week. So like the Elkton kids, you wanna make sure you sign up for that week before it fills up. They have priority. And then this week, there's gonna be one at in the Melrose area. So the Melrose kids have kind of priority in registration, whatever registration. Priority registration.
Do you know the other areas or?
I do not know them yet, no. We're working on it this week. So, yeah, so we'll send this out. You'll be put into a team. So, yeah, if there's a week that you really need to have, let me know as soon as possible. Yes. Any questions on this? Because it is kind of confusing. It can be kind of confusing. Wow. Philip.
Teaching a 5-day club can be scary, but when you're with a team, it's a lot of fun. So don't worry about teaching like a lot in a day or whatever. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
That's like the easiest part of CYA is teaching the 5-day clubs.
Yes.
Another thing is that once you, especially being local here, you get to know everyone. So when you put on teams, you kind of know them already. And by the end of the week of clubs, you definitely know them already. But people fill in for each other. So, you know, if you're having a hard time with things, someone will be able to help you with it. And if someone else is having a hard time with them, you can help them. And so the team mentality kind of basically you're a family and it works really well. So.
Yeah. Cool. Wow, okay. You guys are like really well behaved too, so I think we're just like flying through this. Normally I'm like spending half the time going, guys, stop talking. You guys are really well behaved today. Are you guys feeling okay, Josh?
I decided I would behave myself.
I do appreciate you. Please don't change it. I love it. So we've got a couple ways that you can get help paying for CYIA. We have a pop can drive, which we're doing a little bit differently this year. We have these really cool blue bags, which some of you guys have seen around. They have a little QR code on them. You take them, you fill them up, and then you let me know how many of these you turn in. So you just take these to the bottle drop, and there's a door outside, and throw them in there. So you tell me how many of these you turned in, and it's, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like $6.50 per bag is what is average, so I will add that much to your CYIA account. So just let me know how many bags you turned in. That's how we're doing that. You will let me know the last week of May. This is the last opportunity to tell me. Yes, Daryl?
I need another bag.
They are here. So at the end, come get them. Only take like what you actually think you'll fill. But you can go, like, ask your neighbors, ask your grandparents, put a bag, like, out at your church and see if your church will collect them. The other part of that is we have these, which are for loose change. So these are really cool. You can put it in the bag, or if you have, like, a bunch of coins that you collected over, just stick it in there, and that goes towards your guys' account as well. So, yeah, you can put these, you can take one of these and put it at your church in the back, or if you have, like, a place that you think this should go, that people would put money in it, great. That's one way to help you get money. For
Especially if people don't know what coins mean and they put bills in.
Yeah. We had one person, we're like, okay, loose change, great, and we put it out, and I waited for like check, and I was like, oh, there's a $50 bill in here. They know what they're thinking. So yeah, so put this out, like at your church or something, if you think people will donate. However, if your grandparents sometimes collect a bunch of change, yeah, just whatever. So I've got these cans, you can take them. They have a little bit of stuff in it, which is called seed money. It just like makes people want to give. There's a little bit of it. So don't just steal the money out of here. Like, take the jars. There's also signs that you can put out that are like, here's what the money's going for. You know, that kind of stuff. Yes. That's that. And then earn scholarship. That's the other thing is there is $300 set aside for you guys to come into the office and do like tasks for me, like folding envelopes, folding newsletters, putting them in envelopes, putting stamps on it, all that kind of stuff. Where I just generally, because this is my full-time job, doing this kind of thing is my full-time job. So I have an office right over here. And I always like help, especially as we get closer to CYIA time. I have to print student notes, I have to, staple them, put them all in piles, all that kind of stuff. So I have a bunch of just like tasks that I need help with. So if you come in and work, we have $300 set aside. So it's again, first come, first serve for that. And it's up to $50 per student. So that's it. It's $10 an hour. So you can work a maximum of 5 hours paid. And it just goes into your account. I'm not giving you money physically. All the things, they go into your CYIA account. So it's like, instead of owing $150, you now owe $100, that kind of thing. So, those are the 2 ways. I think that's it right now because the banquet's over. Yeah, so these are the 2 ways that you can, I don't know why it does it twice. Yes, that. Any questions on the fundraising part? You guys are seriously quiet. Okay, because I think this is pretty much. I have a few other things, but like Amazon, yeah. So like I said, that thing is going around for you guys to sign in, writing down who brought you, because then they're going to be entered to win. I'm going to draw 2 names, and I'll email the gift card. Yes, Josh.
About the fundraising thing,
Yes.
I know for our one that happens here at Melrose, if you can finish your book, they'll pay for they have like scholarships that can go towards camps.
Yes.
And I don't know if anyone else who goes to a different Awana.
Yep.
It'd be a thing.
It could be. Yeah, ask if there's something through your church. Some churches do like scholarship things for different camps. So yeah, you can ask around for that. Yeah, and then if there's people, so with the blue bags and stuff like that, when we get this money in, if there's money that comes in that isn't designated for a specific student, it still goes into the CYIA program, which goes into keeping the costs low for you guys. So we charge $150 because there's other money that comes in to help like cover all the food costs and all that kind of stuff. So if you forget to turn it into, if you forget to like tell me, like if you're like, I can't remember, I had 6 or 7 bags, okay, I'm just gonna say 6, but there was a 7th, the money doesn't just like poof disappear. It still goes into like feeding you guys food and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So people want to just generally support the program. So even if you have like all of your money raised through Awana, you can still take bags and have people support that. Or if you have raised all your money, you could also be like, hey, can I help another student who is needing extra help? Okay. Yes, this is for referring people. So like, once I get the list in and like, these are the people that invited people to these events, I'll send that out. Yes. Miscellaneous type stuff. Cool. Oh, promotion team, I don't need that anymore because we're done with promotion for the year pretty much. This is the end of it. So, but yeah, if you guys know people, you are still welcome to invite them. I'll have the video I'll send out to you guys so you can see. Is it ready? Great.
Ready.
So, here's what we're gonna do. So let's be orderly about it. So, if you've been to one of these events before, wait until the end of the line. Some of you guys, this is your second or third event that you came to. So, we're gonna go out that way and around and then come back